Hey everybody, so I'm Caren. I work on the developer relations team on the Android at Google. And specifically, this is the CameraX Workshop. So this is a hands-on workshop where everybody can actually try using the new CameraX API. So how many people here have actually had a chance to try out CameraX? Okay, so some people have. So this workshop is mostly for you to try out the APIs, give us suggestions about what you think about the APIs, if you have any feedback about, hey, this is kind of weird about how this works, or hey, I wish I could do this with the APIs. We actually have the whole CameraX team here. So we have Oscar, who's on the developer relations team as well. We have C, who actually works on the CameraX library. He came all the way from Mountain View. We have Franklin, who is also on the CameraX library. We have David, who is tech writer. He does more than just CameraX. He does a lot of basically everything that you have to know about developer documentation. So if you have any kind of comments, suggestions, feedback about developer documentation, talk to David. We have Megan, who just gave the talk on CameraX as well, and I'm also here. So the idea for, I think we have this room until noon. The idea is that you'll be able to work through a code lab that takes you through the common use cases for using the CameraX API. So showing the preview for your camera, taking a capture with the camera, and using the image analysis API. If you want to explore beyond that, feel free to do it. There's documentation. You can look at the sample CameraX library on the GitHub. And other than that, it's really a free time for you to see what you think about the new API, hopefully convince yourself that this is a cool API. So something that I don't think we talked too much about in the talk beforehand was that one of the best features about the CameraX library, in my opinion, is that we do all the testing for you with the CameraX library. So how many people here work on a camera application for your, okay, so some people. So you understand how complicated and frustrating it can be when you write something and it fails on some devices or it works differently on some devices because of differences in the devices and how they document their APIs and inconsistencies, right? So one of the hardest things, I think, is trying to fix all these different kind of crashes that happens on different devices because of the inconsistencies. And one of the best things about the CameraX API is that Google itself has a test lab where I think we have like over 1,000 devices, Android devices, constantly testing against this API to make sure that it's not crashing, making sure that things are working correctly. So we're doing all the testing for you to provide you this API so that you don't have to do all the in-house testing and put in all the effort for that. So hopefully you could try out these APIs, see how easy it is to get it set up compared to Camera 2, because Camera 2 was really complicated, but Camera 1 wasn't as powerful as Camera 2, and CameraX will be awesome. So the URL for the code lab that we're all going to be working on today is here. So if you go to this tiny URL, you'll see a list of steps that'll take you through, hey, what you're going to be doing today, how to get started, and basically you're just going to fire up Android Studio, start coding, and see what goes on. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, feel free to raise your hand, talk to one of us. We're all going to be walking around, hopefully helping out and giving some feedback. Anybody have questions? Yeah. You don't have to be. So the prerequisites for this workshop is you need to have Android Studio installed, and you need to have an emulator or a device that you can run your app on. But it's pretty self-explanatory, the workshop itself, so you don't have to know too much about it. You can see how things work. You're not implementing too much of it yourself. You're mostly seeing how the APIs work. So you can totally try it out. Any other questions? Cool. So yeah, we'll be walking around. If you have questions, feel free to talk to us. David knows a lot more than just CameraX, so if you have comments about developer documentation, feel free to talk to him. that.
Yes, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So the way it works is that when you get to the camera, it is very limited set of sizes, right? So typically, most cameras are designed to display a photo on the screen. So most cameras you can have to reach this close to the screen. Let's say that you extract a square. I want to highlight some kind of choosing where to zoom in. That the is that you find that when you get this output preview output that the camera gives you, instead of being centered to beautiful
through step by step. We're just going to walk through the code lab. And if you have questions, we'll just go through it. We'll see what happens. We're going to start a new project. Empty activity. Make sure it's in Kotlin, and yep, that all looks good. Android X artifacts. Ooh, we have our project. So the next thing we're going to do is add our Gradle dependencies.
One thing to note for the Gradle dependencies is that you need both the CameraX core and the Camera 2. The reason is under the Camera 2 module, we have some initialization logic happening. If you don't add the Camera 2 module, you'll have to call some initialization routine within CameraX by yourself. By adding the Camera 2 module, that gets inserted automatically within the lifecycle owner whenever it starts.
I'm just going to run it to make sure everything looks good. Don't look. This isn't right yet. Still running. Okay, so everything's running fine. This is exactly what we expected. We'll go to the next, and we're going to update our activity main. Copy in the new code with
We have
constraints.
questions.
Yeah.
So what is a texture view? What is a texture view? Is it used only for camera or is it like a separate purpose?
You want to answer that?
The texture view.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
The question is, what is a texture view? So texture view is just a view widget that you can add to your XML. It's just a native Android widget. It's not. It is an Android widget, so it's a view. And it is not exclusive to camera. It is typically used for graphics. The core thing that we're going to use from the texture view is that it has an underlying surface. And then what's going to happen is that we create a texture view, and then CameraX gives us a surface, and that surface is going to be updated with all the new frames. And then we are going to replace our texture view's surface with the surface that CameraX is going to give us.
Thank you for the question. Keep asking questions, everybody.
Okay, so it's kind of like a surface view.
It's the core difference between surface view and texture view is that texture view runs on the GPU. Runs on the GPU.
Now we've updated our layout. We're going to run it again, make sure everything looks exactly the way we think. And right now that is what we're expecting. Awesome. So very important, we have to request the camera permissions. Application tag, so we're going to open up our manifest. Above our application tag, we'll add this in. And then we're going to add some constants and imports in main activity. There. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to add a that better? Is that better? Which camera? I mean, like, which microphone? Better? Okay, cool. Yay! Feel like I'm loud enough without a microphone, but you know, we're gonna talk into a microphone because then I'll be even louder. So we just updated our main activity. Awesome. And then we're also going to update the inside of our onCreate. Inside of our and import anything that needs to be imported. I'm gonna run it just to make sure everything is looking good. And cool, so we just added that permission. So this is exactly what we're expecting to see. We're gonna allow it. Awesome. And so now, since we still see nothing here, we want to implement the viewfinder. So we have our function for start camera. We're going to add that in. Right here. And we have to import a bunch of stuff. Awesome. And we'll put in the update transform method. Da-na-na-na. Yeah, go ahead.
So one thing I wanted to mention about the update transform, we got a question earlier about could we potentially choose where our square is going to be within the preview. That'll be done here. So here then we will choose the XY translation, and this is where we do the offset, and that way we can pick where within our preview our square is going to be pointing at. Currently we just do the center. In an actual application you may want to do something like a full screen. That gets complicated very, very quickly. For that we recommend that you look at the auto-fit preview builder that we provide in the sample.
Cool, so right now, if you're on this step with me, you might be getting an error here. Oh, yeah.
When you set up the preview, why do you preview that set up preview on update listener? Why do you find the parent of the viewfinder, remove the viewfinder and re-add it back?
Hold on 1 sec, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, which one?
This one here.
This one, it's not on.
So let me definitely fix that.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Okay, while that happens, I can answer the question. That is a nasty hack that we have to do. Otherwise, texture view does not know that the surface underneath has changed. So what happens is that it's trying to be too smart for its own good, and it's saying, well, my surface hasn't changed. There's no reason for me to keep the surface up to date, so I'll just put the thread to sleep. By removing it and re-adding it, we're basically telling the tester view to wake up. We have a new surface for you. Now you have to listen to this new surface for events and for frame changes. So it's just about telling the tester view that the surface has changed and that now you should refresh it.
Are we doing this every frame or just once?
This is just doing setup. Once you've done the setup, now tester view knows to listen to this surface for new frames available.
Any other questions? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna run the app. Oh, but first, here you might see that there's an error here, so we're gonna rebuild the project. No, first we're gonna exit out of that. Gonna build the project.
By what? Let me see.
Where are you? Right here? Okay. No, I totally forgot to. App compat dependency.
So go under the app. And you see the app contact. This is 102.
933. Okay.
102 to 110, that's RCO. And 01, I'm sorry, RC0.
Okay. And let's see if that does it for us. Cool, so that did it. Our error is gone, and now we can run the app. And awesome. We have something in our viewfinder. Yay! Get lit. Okay, so we're gonna add an image button to our layout. And then we'll add some more code to the start camera. Wow. Here, these things. Why don't you have auto import on, Oscar? Why don't you have auto import on?
I couldn't get the words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to turn it up,
I did that so long ago, so I don't remember exactly how, but yeah, I can do it for you after. And then, since, like we talked about in my talk, we'll have the lifecycle bind both preview and image capture together. And we're gonna run it. Awesome, we have a photo button. Yes.
So I wanted to show you guys a really, really cool trick for the camera emulator. If you didn't know, you can actually control this scene. So if you press on Mac the option button, hold it, and then you move the mouse, you can actually look around. And you can even look at our friend the cat right here. That's pretty amusing to me.
option.
Yeah, the option for Mac. I don't know for other devices, but it tells you right here on the bottom of the emulator, it says press option to move camera. It actually works and it's pretty smooth.
Okay, so we can take a picture of our cat and it tells us the photo capture succeeded and where to find it. So awesome. And then we're going to implement image analysis. So we'll create an inner class within main activity for the analysis. And then we will add some analysis to our start camera. And update our bind to life cycle. Cool. And now we're going to run it again. Picture, That's not what we're expecting. Oh, it's in Logcat.
Yeah.
And let's filter by luminosity. Okay, so in our logs, we are getting something every few seconds that gives us an update on the analysis from our class.
So one thing worth noting is that it is extremely slow in the emulator. This is a known issue. It has to do with how emulator has literally a single thread. We are working with the emulator team to fix it. We've also seen that it can be pretty slow on low-end devices. This is mostly related to image analysis. It is doing one frame copy for every frame, and for some very low-end devices that can be very expensive. So if you see issues with your camera stream being too slow, all you have to do is remove the image analysis. So we are doing here, that's what we're doing here. So if you look at the code, within the analyzer, let's see, just config. Here's my analyzer, so I have a timestamp, right? And if the timestamp has not changed by more than 1 second, I simply skip. In spite of this, the emulator still chokes. The main reason is, again, is not to do with the thread that the analysis is happening in, it's the thread in which the camera is dispatching the images. That is single-threaded, and that is just very, very slow, and that's an emulator issue. You will not find that in low-end devices. So in low-end devices, by having this guard here, that will solve the problem. So it's mainly an emulator issue. Just don't panic, you didn't do anything wrong. It is simply about the emulator having a very, very slow frame rate.
Cool. And we have been testing the app throughout, so that was our code lab. Does anyone have any other questions? All right. We're still around if you have anything. You're all CameraX developers now. Join our community. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us what's hard. Tell us what's easy and fun.
We encourage you to look at the documentation, so we can open this link here. Because again, we have the tech writers with us today. David right here. So if you can take a look at the documentation, see how we explain CameraX, see what the way we walk through it. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, hey, I don't think this is very well explained, or it really took me a second to understand the way you guys phrased this, or I found a typo, please let us know. Do you have as I said earlier, a very rare opportunity to give that feedback firsthand to the guy that is literally writing the docs. So please take advantage of that.
All right, we'll be around. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to go back to the page with the community on it and the sample app.
Close to that.
Computer's way more confusing than mine.
Well, what is happening here? Okay,
Oh, okay.
here it is. A lot of stuff, isn't it?
What?
It's a lot of
It's a
engagement.
lot of stuff.
Not a single message and answer so far.
Hell yeah.
100% Google participation in all threads.
Love it. All right. We're around.
But yeah, guys, lunch begins at noon. You can't say we're not cool. We're letting you out early so you can be the first in line, or you can stick around and talk to us. Up to you guys. That was deprecated, like, literally half a decade ago.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I have some scenarios I'm not comfortable with this. Switching the cameras to the API doesn't come online.
Like, when I started in Android R, that was literally become software.
That's fine. I'm gonna migrate this camera instead of our
Yeah, that's
this way.
what do you use the camera for?
Really simple stuff. So there's like taking a profile picture and actually it's got like this.
Yeah, so for the scanning of the license, you only the premium, the license plate. You don't even want like the picture. You can hold over and then you like, do the scanning in real time. For the profile, you need only the premium and image capture.
Yeah, we have our data free.
Just stay in touch with us, know if you have any issues. Are you going to go to Android Test Summit? Anyway, sorry,
What's that?
70%.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any plans. But yeah, I'll probably do the other sometime in the month.
Yeah, just let us know. I'm sure you have a contact before. Friendly, never do the look out.
How do you guys do like maybe special work on that?
So we're taking a very empirical approach. We're going into the way a list of most of these things in the store. Stop counts. And we just try to do a list until we get like medium cameras or 0.7%. We are going like by the line share of the market. What we say is our best coverage right now because like the most used devices in the Play Store. We've got like percentage wise of the devices in the Play Store, how many of them are covered by our tests? Yeah. Like we're taking a very empirical approach. And we're going which one are most used. Samsung is the second one, probably one year.
Yes.